Just going to wait for everyone to come in. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday webinar session this week, where we are focusing on the theme family-friendly resorts. And we're joined today by Lily Beach, Mövenpick, and Niyama, all from the Maldives, all beautiful resorts, perfect for families and couples as well, actually. But all the resorts will kind of go through all the different USPs and all the different reasons why they're so great for families. And we're joined today by Desislav from Lily Beach, Andre from Niyama, and Iris from Mövenpick. So I'll let them all kind of introduce themselves to you as we go through, but we're going to start off with Lily Beach, and then we're going to move on to Mövenpick, and then we're going to end on Niyama. We have a special prize giveaway that Niyama has kindly given. So if you can wait to the end when Niyama does the presentation, we'll let you know what that is and kind of what that entails. If you have any questions throughout, then please do feel free to ask in the question box. We'll do a little Q&A session at the end of each presentation. And if you think of anything sort of during another resort presentation about a previous one, then feel free to ask, and then we can address that at the end. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Desislav now, who's going to take us through the beautiful Lily Beach.
Thank you, Olivia. Hi, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be one of the properties which is family-friendly. I'm sure that you have heard a lot about Lily Beach as being one of the pioneers when it comes to the all-inclusive resort, and I would currently say it's one of the leading ones. It is an island which is very close to Male. It just takes around 20 minutes to get there via seaplane, and it is located in South Atoll, which is also home to the whale shark as one of those main attractions. We have a total of 125 villas, and we have only one meal plan, which is pretty straightforward. It's an all-inclusive, premium all-inclusive with almost everything part of the package, and a worry-free holiday. In terms of getting there, we have obviously the seaplane, which is has a good frequency of 6 to 7 flights in and out from the resort. And of course, once the guests arrive, we have our limo service. We have our own private lounge at the seaplane terminal. So it's a very good transition between the international flight and then heading to their next flight. Due to the higher frequency of flights, the waiting time will be somewhere between 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, which is, again, ideal for the customers to rest and a little bit in the lounge. We also have a kids section, so they can unwind and obviously play with certain games. Great buffet with kind of open kitchen buffet where they can have some snacks and refreshments. Now, the resort is also convenient in the sense of the app that we provide, and all the guests will receive it prior to their arrival, so they can pre-plan everything. And of course, they can have everything at glance at any given point of time with the daily agenda and with all the different activities that can be done at the resort itself. Great thing about Lily Beach is that it is divided in 2 zones, one which is an adult zone and another which is the fun zone, which is something that is mainly for the families, and this is where most of the facilities of the families are situated, with the kids club, with the kids pool, with family beach villas, all the entertainment in terms of sports facilities, table tennis, tennis court, and so on. Then, of course, Lily Beach is well known with regards to the house reef and to the extensive beach area with a very nice lagoon where all sorts of water sports can be practiced. Actually, something that is pretty new and is coming up these days is that we are going to have a floating kind of a floating park for the kids. This, of course, I will be sharing across with our partners in the next few weeks. So that's another addition when it comes to the families itself. In terms of the plan itself, and all what it covers is, of course, all the meals with dine around options. So they get to choose between different restaurants, including there is a kids buffet on the main restaurant, and then for lunch and dinner they have also a la carte options. All sorts of drinks, including champagne, is part of the package. And it is free flow in all the outlets of the resort. We have 4 restaurants and 2 bars. Of course, when it comes to minibar, it is also part of the package, and it is replenished on daily basis. Now, in terms of activities, there is so much to do. Even we have within the plan 3 excursions included with that the guest can choose out of the 4 options. And there is the resort itself. It's quite lively with a lot of happenings during the day, in the evening, etc. As well, we have these traditional shows, and we also have some, of course, activities which are related to the families. So whether it is cooking classes, whether it is the daily activities that we have within our kids club. Now, in terms of sports facilities, we have the tennis court, we have football ground, we have the snorkeling gear, which is part of the package, plus all the non-motorized water sports. Specifically for the honeymooners, of course, we have quite a few options, including the 4-course candlelight dinner, the spa, and etc. Now, moving forward in terms of accommodation, we have a diverse options, starting from our living categories, which will be the beach villas with very authentic Maldivian style. All of them, they have open shower concept. And then, of course, all of them, they have access to the beach area. A great option, and this is a bit more modern style in general, would be the beach suite, and anyone who seeks to have a bit more privacy, spacious villas, and of course pool or jacuzzi, that would be the ideal option. And when we look at those that want to have a bit of both worlds, the lagoon villas will be a great selection, because they have basically, they're half on land, half over water, and they have easy access to the house reef, which is just meters away. In terms of overwater accommodation, we have the deluxe water villas. Again, a fantastic option for those that really want to experience the intensity of the destination, be close to nature. All the villas are with glass floor the moment that you enter, especially for the kids. We allow, and we do have additional fencing that we provide on request for families, just to make it a little bit more secure. But all the villas are with glass floor, so for the kids that's ideal, especially in the evenings where it glows from beneath, and they can see from the safety of the villa all the aquatic life below. All the villas are with pools and access to the lagoon, which is actually quite shallow, so it's also convenient for grown-up kids. Now, we do have premium villas that are also ideal for the purpose of a family, with private butler service, with express check-in, with unlimited access to our overwater restaurant, and of course some private sunset cruise and other amenities. These options, of course, they boost much more space. And of course, the villa in general, the outside space of the villa is pretty generous, with easy access to the beach itself. with a living room, with a separate bedroom. And then we also have a similar concept when it comes to the overwater accommodation. This will be 4 villas just at the tip of the island with extra space, additional living space. So in essence, easily 2 + 2, 2 + 3 can be accommodated. And again, here you would have the butler service and all the other benefits that the premium villas will be getting. Dining is where it gets interesting, and there is quite a lot of options, including the main restaurant, which boasts different live stations. So it's not the traditional buffet setup, but here you will have most of the food cooked in front of the customers, and each and every evening there is a different theme. Which is great. As I mentioned earlier, we have a kids buffet. So for the kids, there is also quite a few options. Other than that, of course, for those that have specific dietary requests, we can cater for that. And we do attach one of our chefs just to look after the guests so that they have great time as well and they have diverse options. For lunch, there is 2 options. We have these multi-purpose day bars where guests can have on both tips of the island. They can have a la carte lunch. Other than that, this is in the evening, it transforms into entertainment area. And as you can see here on the picture, we also have yoga nearby. So it's kind of a station where you can practice your or meditate with yoga. This is Vibe Set is probably the best area when it comes to the families. And of course, we have different activities, kids pool, adults pool, and as I've mentioned, then we will have the lunch dining possible as well here in the afternoon. If someone has missed lunch, we also have a short small buffet with some snacks available for the guests, and also ice cream machine that all the kids love. Aqua is on the other side, and this is the adult zone. So just to explain the concept, the adult zone is only outside, and then inside is allowed for all the guests. And inside, of course, we would serve a la carte lunch. And outside in the evening, this transforms into fine dining. Plus, we have a teppanyaki table. So again, here families are allowed during the day inside, and in the evening, of course, it's available to everyone. And the infinity pool will be available only for the adults only. Of course, it's complemented by the overwater accommodation where we would see most of our couples and honeymooners residing. Our overwater restaurant is an Asian fusion restaurant with Indian and Thai cuisine. And it's a great offering, someone who wants to experience the flavors of Asia. This is allowed to all the guests once per stay, and for the premium villas, like the beach residence and the Sunset Water Suite, they will have throughout the stay without any restrictions. We have a couple of bars with a spirit bar and the beach bar where you can have all sorts of cocktails, mocktails, unlimited drinks and premium alcohol. This is again available to guests throughout the day and in the evening. And of course, we also have some entertainment at night with live music and so on. All sorts of specialty dining, anything from private dinner on the beach with a sandbag dinner, barbecue dinner, and etc. We also have this nice doni, the teppanyaki. This, of course, will be extra chargeable, but it is available to the guests. In terms of activities, we briefly touched on, but as I mentioned, you have it in the app, easy to access it. Of course, we also provide information in advance. Every week, of course, we're trying to update the agenda with new things. And there are certain things like the Bodu Bear, which is the very traditional the Balinese dancing done from our spa ladies. Of course, there would be all sorts of excursions available to all the guests. In terms of water activities, the non-motorized one are part of the package with surfing, with paddle boats, with canoes, with the snorkeling gear. All of this will be available at no extra charge for the guests. And in terms of diving, Salteria Atoll is probably one of those atolls where you'll find huge diversity when it comes to diving sports. The whale shark, which is probably you will find it only in this atoll all year around. And then from November to February, you will find mantas as well. We have PADI certification at the resort, and there's also a bubble course, which is specifically designated for the kids for the above 8 years of age, so they can also experience the beauty of the surroundings. And then in terms of sports, the gym, the tennis court, we have a football ground. We do a football camp a couple of times per year. Tennis also. We have different options, including we are inviting quite a few celebrities and tennis players that, of course, teach the guests how to play properly and to have their swings unveiled. Then in terms of excursions, we have the local island, which is one of the great excursions. They can also do a sunset cruise, which goes around the island. And there is coral snorkeling trip and also night fishing as well. So 4 options. Out of those 4 options, they can choose 3 of them. In terms of spa, we have our Balinese treatments. We are specialized in it. It's an overwater spa, I think one of the few that you will find in the Maldives. And it's definitely a great experience. You can also have a half day or full day spa if you wish. So 6 times per week yoga, but we do invite also quite a few practitioners when it comes to sound healing and so on. So sustainability is also a big part. Of course, we are huge in that, and we also grow some organic food as well on a nearby island. And so most of the guests will have organic food, and we will have, of course, the non-plastic, and we do the offer. We extract it at the island itself. Now, the island itself, it's natural. With a lot of vegetation, and it's a barefoot resort as well. So this is in a nutshell about Lily Beach. I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Thanks so much, Desislav. Yes, we do have a couple questions. And the first one is, how easy is it to see whale sharks within the season at Lily Beach?
Well, there is a pretty good chance to spot one. Our ocean adventure excursion is actually 2 into 1. So basically on the way to the whale shark and hopefully you spot one, there is no guarantee, as you would imagine. It's an open ocean, but there is, I would say, more than 60–70% chance to spot one when there is a good visibility. And on the way back, you have the manta rays, which is also a great, things to see. So basically 2 into 1. So there is a good chance you will spot one of the 2. So I would definitely, recommend to sign up for this excursion, and yeah, you would be able to snorkel with one of the 2, or you can do also diving. That's also an option.
Thank you. And we've got another one, which is, does the all-inclusive plan include minibar? And also, do you have dietary meals, I guess, for gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian options at the restaurants?
We do, and as I've mentioned, we have a chef who is dedicated to a guest with dietary requirements. So in any case, we would customize the whole dining experience if needed. If, let's say, that the options that are found on the buffet will not be enough, or the ones that you will find in the a la carte. So we have catered anything from Indian clients, which are very peculiar about it, to, of course, to European ones, which, of course, they have certain vegetarian requirements as well. So that's definitely one of the strengths when it comes to Lily Beach, to cater for the food and beverage.
Perfect, thank you. And what was the question about the mini bar? Is that included in the all-inclusive?
It is included. It is replenished on daily basis. It does have white wine, red wine, soft drinks, beers, some chocolate delights as well, some nuts and so on. This is part of the package. So this is available to all the guests, and of course the premium villas, they will get a bit more upscale mini bar.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for now, but we can move on to Mövenpick now if Iris, you want to share your screen. And if anyone thinks of anything about Lily Beach throughout the rest of the webinar, then please do feel free to ask, and then we can address that at the end. And yes, now I'm going to hand over to Iris from the beautiful Mövenpick, who's going to tell us a little bit about this wonderful property. Over to you, Iris.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to make sure if you can see the screen already.
Yes, we can see the screen. Thank you.
Cool. So thank you so much for your time. So it's my pleasure today to take you through about the Mövenpick Resort. First of all, I would like to stay at the first page to going through our resorts, total inventories and the island natures. Mövenpick actually is opened in 2018, and our resort is 100% nature island. So from here, you can see from the picture, actually, we are having a huge lagoon, which is very calm and tranquil lagoon. You will see the sandy bottom will easily for families, even for couples to swim or do some water sports at this area. And we have a very nice house view. From the other side, you will see a small house stand alone over water. This is our diving center. So from diving center, all the guests can directly enter into the house reef for snorkeling or house reef diving from here. No need to have extra swim directly, it's at house reef. So on the island itself, you see the greenery is very good. And within all the staff area, we have solar panels on the rooftop. And from their side, it's our spa over water. So that's why we have also received a Green Global certificate for our whole island with our team's support towards the sustainability. And we also have the beach all around the island, like 360 degrees around the island. To summarize, our island is open 2018 November, and it's a nature island located in Nunu Atoll. Just takes 45 minutes from Belana International Airport towards to our resort directly in our jetty. It will take 45 minutes by seaplane. And we have total 105 villas. 72 they are over the water, 33 they are on the land. At the same time, we have 3 restaurants, 2 bars, and 1 lounge. So here we first introduce you about our accommodations. Following will be our dining options. As mentioned, our accommodations will have over water and the beach. The categories between water villa and the beach villa, there's not much difference. But from here, you will see we have mostly over the water. And we have 3 categories of this. It's called overwater pool villa lagoon, overwater pool villa sunrise, overwater pool villa ocean. Between these 3, they are the same layout, like this floor plan shows. They have the same facilities, the same room size. But the difference is the facing difference. So some villas, they are facing to the ocean side. It's called ocean. And here, for example, they are facing the lagoon. So these 2 units, it's called overwater pool villa lagoon. And here they are having the sunrise. So that's the only difference between the room categories. Since today our topic is about families, so I have also shared how we accommodate family in these room categories. Even with our overwater pool villas, it's only 140 square meters. We can accommodate 2 adults plus 2 children. And we yearly around provide one extra bed complimentary for the families. So second bed, based on requirement, we are able to place in the room. There's a space to place 2 extra beds. All our villas actually featuring a long private pool and a hammock, glass bottom floor, as well as the outdoor showers, half open air bathroom. So these are all the features. We have a separate, this is a working closet. So inside we are placed already with iron board. So for guests who want to come here for a long holiday, they are able to take care of their clothes in a very convenient way. We have the iron board in all the villas provided. And the spacious room, the guests have enjoyed the whole bathroom, almost the same size as their main bedroom. So this we offer the space and the luxury feeling for all our guests, including children. Of course, when it comes to young kids, if the kids like around 5, 6 o'clock, very active kids, we are able to provide additional fans to close up this age for our water villas. So we can provide a fence to close this area, but it's upon requirements. So next category is beach pool villas. Our beach categories, due to limited inventories, it's our higher category. So we have total 30 units of this, and each of them have 190 square meters. It's the best villa for the families. Why is it so? Because we have a living room at this area, and this living room is 100% totally separate from the main bedroom. Here are 2 slide doors can separate these 2 rooms and connected by a corridor towards to the bathroom. So when it comes to children, we are able to change this living room in this way. So we can provide 1 sofa bed. It's a large sofa bed. Size is 1.7 meters times 2 meters. Easy to accommodate 2 children. And in addition, we can add 1 more extra bed. So in this 1 beach villa room, we are able to accommodate 2 adults plus 3 children, or 3 adults plus 2 children, just for 1 unit. The selling point 1 more is our upstairs salon. So at this area, you are able to enjoy the evening. You can enjoy just a breeze of Indian Ocean. It's a romantic for the couples or for the families. So next we have the beach residence. We have 3 units of this kind. It's a 3 bedroom. We have the 2 king beds, 2 king bedrooms. It's the same size, king side bed and a separate bathroom. And then we have a small room for kids. It's a twin bed setup. Then plus 1 spa room at this area. And of course, for the spa room, we are able to convert the spa room to an extra room with 2 extra beds. So total for this unit, we can accommodate 4 adults plus 4 children, or 6 adults. And the mainly different need to be highlighted is our residence with 3 bedrooms. We have the 2 rooms and same standard, same size. So especially when like a sister or friend family traveling together, we are able to accommodate them. For example, 2 plus 2, 1 family, and another family also 2 plus 2. So in this case, we will be easy to accommodate in these units. So this year, actually, we have upgraded this villa with an ocean view lounge. So this area is for guests to have, family relaxing time or family dining at this lounge. And below, under this lounge, we have the jacuzzi for 5 people to share the jacuzzi and the big swing. So it's still in processing to enhance this room categories. And we also have exclusive amenities for big families to stay in these villa categories. They will have spa, floating breakfast, mini bars, and the laundry, regardless of which meal plans they are. And talking about the dinings, because Mövenpick, actually our brand starts with F&B. Our brand is well known for our ice creams, our restaurant, and also with our chocolate. So at Mövenpick also, we are focused on the guest dining experience, especially at our level resort. We are offering 5 different meal plans with our 3 restaurants. So we have 1 Bodumas. This restaurant is Japanese infused cuisine, and we have Onomashi, it's our buffet restaurant. Then we have Latitude, which is more international restaurant. And of course, here we have our lounge where we can do pairing dinner or wine tasting. So first, I would like to introduce our own marché. It's a market concept with a lot of live cooking stations there. We offer 7 different theme nights a week. It's provide buffet breakfast and buffet dinner only. It's not open for lunch. But 7 different theme nights. For example, most well-known theme night or most popular theme night is called Maldives night. Maldives night, where we offer the premium lobsters, it's included in that night, that buffet night. So lobsters unlimited for all the guests who booked the half board or full board or all inclusive. So there are a lot of yellowfin tunas, mainly local sourced seafood. So we call it Maldivian Fisherman's Night. At the same time, we will have the Kuredhivaru performance at this area. And we have jungle night, more like beef and also chickens, a lot barbecues. It's more for these meat lovers, grills. And we have Atlantis night, where you can find a lot of seafood around the world. For example, we'll have oysters, we'll have sushi, we'll have sashimis at that Atlantis night. And we have like all different kind of like international nights or Mediterranean nights. So every week we have 7 different themes. Then we have the Latitude restaurant, which is the poolside restaurant. It's open for lunch and dinner. So we have lunch open from 12 to 4 o'clock, offer enough time for guests to freely decide when they want to have their lunch during the daytime. And this is the international cuisines, also including a lot of Italian cuisines, especially the pizzas with our newly renovated kitchen. We have a very nice oven. The pizza is one of the signature in this restaurant. And besides, you have a lot of steaks and pastas, healthy salad in this restaurant. Then we have the Bodumas restaurant. It's an overwater restaurant, and also it's a fine dining for the dinner. Also, we open for lunch and dinner. And with this restaurant, our signature dish is like black cod. We also have a lot of nigiris, sashimis you are able to find in this 360 ocean view restaurant, and it's a la carte as well. But when we introduce all these restaurants as well, we are having one like all the meal plans are able to access to all the restaurants, but we have one exclusive outlet called Oak Lounge, which is not included in any of the meal plans. And this is the private lounge where guests can book private event or book for special occasions. It's a kind of buyout concept. Even with a couple bookings, it will be giving you the whole venue to enjoy your own dining experience. So Oak Lounge, we have like around 260 labels from 15 different countries with all different type of wines, champagnes, shisha, cigars, and also whiskey selections in this area. So when talking about so many restaurants, now it's about our meal plans, if this is able to provide or guests can access or not. So our meal plans, I will say it's quite generous meal plans. We have deluxe half board and a deluxe full board. That means all our guests, no matter they are on which meal plans, even with half board, they are able to go dine around in all 3 restaurants. So if guest is on half board, deluxe half board, they are able to have dinner dine around in all 3 restaurants. There's no limitation how many times during the stay, but a la carte restaurant is subject to reservation. And if they are on full board, they can have dine around for lunch and dine around for dinner. And especially our meal plans for half board and full board is including the soft drinks, water, packed juice during the meal time. So during the meal time, they will have these drinks included already. But if guests on all inclusive, so on top of full board, they have a lot of varieties of alcohol and wines and also cocktails like smoothies, milkshakes. And they will also have a minibar included with a bottle of red and white rose wine and the 4 bottles of beers and other selection of soft drinks. Besides, for long stay guests, we have a spa included for the all-inclusive. And of course, as mentioned, the buffet restaurant, we have very extensive offers. Guests can also have free access to the buffets for lobster night, we call it, and also for oysters when it's provided. And sometimes we also have the big beef laps in the buffet time. Then we have the platinum all-inclusive. Actually, this year, for our current contract and until 31st October, we call it platinum all-inclusive. which will have non-limited options of the food. For example, seafood platters, tomahawk or Wagyu beef, marbonine, and so they will get all these food options included in their meal plans. And besides, they have all these options of selection beverages. For example, we have whiskeys here with Macallan 12 years. They have tequilas. They have also vodka with Grey Goose and so. So all this will be included in the platinum all-inclusive beverage list. It's an amazing option for wine lovers. If they stay 12 nights above, they will be enjoy a group wine tasting at our Oak Lounge. And we are further enhance these meal plans as a luxury all-inclusive from November the 1st. So starting from November 1st, we will no more have platinum all-inclusive. We have only luxury all-inclusive, which will be including the a la carte breakfast at Maldives. So the day will start on their arrival with a premium champagne on their arrival. And during the stay, that champagne will be also included during their stay. And then they will have a la carte breakfast, and then they will have lunch based on their preference in every restaurant. And the dinner, they will have 3 options. But all the food options like seasoned oysters, Maldivian lobsters, and all this tomahawk beef, everything will be included in their meal plan. And of course, additional benefit for the luxury all-inclusive, besides the dinings, we also have add excursions and a private beach dining for them. And the spa is upgraded from 60 minutes to 90 minutes and from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. So this is our meal plans. And based on that, you may asking about how children have benefit with all our offers. So for children, we have children below 14 years stay and eat free at current time. So for this contract, whole year around, including festive, including Christmas, New Year, 2 children 14 years below, they can have same meal plan as their parents booked from the kids menu. But starting with the new contract season, November 1st, we will have 2 children below 16 years old staying at existing bedding and 3 meals from kids menu. And of course, while we increase the kids age until 16 years old, we are also enhancing our kids menus to adapt this, junior guests, like for this guest who is above 12 and until 16 years, they probably to have bigger portions, or they need to eat something like adults similar. So we are also enhancing our kids menu to adjust this. And we are also offering complimentary 1 extra bed in overwater pool villas and 1 sofa bed for beach villas able to accommodate 2 children. Besides this, our kids club, we have a swimming pool for children to enjoy the water. And we also have the whole kids programs for all the guests on complimentary basis. And of course, we also have a VR room, but actually we're not actively promoting it because we want guests to enjoy more outdoor activities. And here we also have the learning experience organized time to time by our recreation team. Like nowadays, when we have more kids in house, we usually have movies in the afternoon to entertain them. And at our buffet restaurant, it always have the kids corner for children to select their own food. Then we have the complimentary service for all our guests because its topic is about families. So I didn't specifically sharing other activities, but as you know, we always have our tennis courts and our gym is available for all the guests. And also we have football courts, which is all complimentary basis. And we just needed to reserve the timing with our colleagues. And for the divings at Nunu Atoll, actually, we have easy access to the Christmas rock, where you can see like the 3 layers of the corals. It looks like a Christmas tree. It's very interesting spot for guests to experience the divings. But mainly on the island, what we provide as a Mövenpick signature, we'll have a Mövenpick chocolate hours. So chocolate hour is daily from 4 to 5 o'clock, including chocolate and ice cream from Mövenpick. This is open for all the guests, no matter which meal plans, what is the age, everyone can enjoy this. So our non-motorized water sports is also complimentary, excluding transparent kayak and the water bike. So others are included. It's complimentary for our guests. So that's all information I can provide at this short time, exactly 20 minutes. Last, I just want to show one more time our resort with the beach here. So that's why we have Beach Pool Villa Sunset and the Beach Pool Villa Deluxe. And Deluxe price is slightly higher than Sunset. It's due to the beach conditions. One side, sunset side, you have nice sunset view, but you have smaller beach at this side. And the other side, you will have a wider and a bigger beach for families to enjoy. So that's why this side, all the beach villas are called deluxe beach pool villas at a slightly higher price. So here is the dive center, and you can see the color different. House reef is right from the dive center you can went through. Here we have the spa from this side. And here you can easily see our solar panels everywhere. So this is information I provide by today. And if you have more questions, you can always contact Olivia, or you can contact me. So do anybody have any questions at this moment?
Thanks so much, Iris. We do have a couple questions. One of them is about the villas. Is which one would you recommend for a family of 4 with 2 children under the age of 12? Which of the villas do you think would be best suited to that for the family?
The room category, right? If it's 4 adults, actually, we recommend them to take the residence, because beach villa, we can accommodate 3 adults plus 2 children. Because the main bedroom, actually, there's not much space to add extra bed. So all the extra bed and sofa bed will be placed in the living room. It's also to protect the privacy of the guest. So residence actually will be the best options.
Perfect. And then we have one more question about the house reef. Can you swim around the whole island? Is there a house reef around the whole island?
House reef is around the whole island, but I will be honestly say it's quite difficult to swim around. As you see, our lagoon is very big. You can basically go this side, but if you go to towards our arrival jetty side, it's not really safe because they're too huge. And usually our security will be standing at the dive center, overlooking all our guests who's in the water. But if you swim around the full house reef, our security is not able to checking it. So it's again, will be adding the risk. So we not recommend actually.
Okay, perfect. That's all the questions for now. But again, if anyone thinks of anything at the end of Niyama's presentation, then please do feel free to ask. And thanks again, Iris. That was wonderful hearing all about the beautiful Mövenpick. So now we're going to hand over to Andre from Niyama, who's going to also do a little announcement on the prize that we have. I just want to also say that it will be accompanied by, well, Hummingbird will obviously assist with the rest of the trip. And yeah, I'll hand over to you now, Andre.
It's amazing. It's amazing, Olivia. Amazing. All right, let me see if all works well. We are now all ITs, right? We are fantastic IT share. Am I there?
You are, Andre. Just need to maximize. Yeah, perfect.
Fantastic. We're top. All right. So just to reintroduce myself once again, like Olivia said, I have the pleasure to be connected here with you. I am Andre. I see here some familiar faces, well, some familiar names. I'm sure that some of them I've already met personally. I have the pleasure of being the Director of Sales and Marketing for the legendary Niyama Private Islands. And here as well with me on this call, I also have Sasha, who is my wing woman, who is based somewhere in the north of London. And she always has the pleasure to take the flag of Niyama around UK. But well,
thank you, Andre.
But I did it well, right, Sasha?
Yeah, well done.
Okay, so Niyama Private Islands. So Niyama is actually more than a sexy name, if you call it. Niyama, as a matter of curiosity, Niyama is a Maldivian name where the meaning is safe journey. That's what Niyama is. And we call it private islands because in fact, Niyama is two islands connected by this small bridge. Since we are on the topic of family travel, I would say that when I look to the profile of all the families that we welcome at Niyama, we have bookings of minimum 7 nights, 10 nights, 14 nights. Some they even go further than that. And I think this kind of guests, what they search is properties like Niyama that offers them sense of space, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to not get bored. Because unfortunately, before Maldives has a tag that was only for honeymooners. It is boring. I really need to be in love and all of that. But the fact is that we all did a major efforts. All the properties that we are here from Lily, from Mövenpick, and now Niyama, you will see that we have many things to entertain the guests. Then I'm sure that no matter what destinations are coming now into as a family travel, Maldives, we always going to be one of those fantastic places to send the families, not just in the winter time, which is the easiest one, but also now in the summertime, where we all properties need your help because we are having great weather nowadays in the Maldives. So, in an era that we are seeing so many properties coming into the destination, I think it's very important to mention that Niamey is 100% a natural island. This is now seen a USP now. While before it was not, we see a lot of new resorts coming. A lot of them, they look great. Nevertheless, some of them, they are man-made. And being a natural island is totally different feeling, totally different atmosphere, totally different even sounds and smells that we have on an island. I like a lot of these two pictures. One that gives you really the sense of space when you are in our beach. I would say that Niamey is known by having some of the longest and white sandy beach of the entire Maldives. And as you can see, we don't have seawalls. We don't need to have seawalls at Niamey because we are supposed to exist. We are supposed to be there. So it is actually one of the details to point out. Then I also have this picture here of the mother and the daughter because I like for you to visualize what means being natural, the lush gardens, the green that we have. When we have our guests on the reviews after they stay, I would say that yes, the turquoise waters is there and all of that, but what they really mention is how beautiful the nature it is, how beautiful and how big and mature our gardens are. That even a bike ride during the day at Niyama, it can be a very nice experience. So from this map, I can easily explain you why the heartbeat of each of the islands. So one of the island we baptized as the Chill Island, which is here right on the right side. So Chill Island, like the name says, is where you have a much more, I would say, relaxed atmosphere. Is where we have all the water villas. Although all the water villas they have a capacity to host children and families, we don't have any restriction on that. But I would say that the great majority of the water villas usually is booked by honeymooners and couples. So naturally on the water villas, they have a much more relaxed, I would say, environment or atmosphere. As well, we have the yoga center and the wellness located on the Chill Island. So that's why we call it the Chill. On the left side, you will find the play, like the name says, is where you see, where you feel the much more vibrant atmosphere of Niyama. Is where we have the family villas, where we have the children facilities, the diving center, the tennis courts, and we also are the only luxury property in the Maldives with a natural surf wave right in our spot. And only the wave only exists on the edge of the play island, whilst the entire area of Niyama is like a lagoon. The water don't even moves like a natural pool. Only that is where the guests will find the surf wave. So going more into detail in how to reach Niyama. So Niyama is south of Malé, at the Dalu Atoll. At the Dalu Atoll, you'll find properties Niyama, Baglioni, St. Regis, just for you to point where we are located. We are located 45 minutes by seaplane. So when your guests they arrive at Mali Airport is where their experience starts. We have our own hosts. We have our brand new lounge in the new terminal where we have showers, snacks, drinks. We even have children's facilities. We are now implemented to have quick back massage while the guests, they wait for us to prepare the seaplane and put the luggage inside the seaplanes. So I would say that 90% of our guests, they choose the seaplane arrival. I call it the James Bond arrival at Niyama. Nevertheless, we do have two other options. We have the domestic, which can be quite convenient for later international flight arrivals. We see more and more guests coming through Dubai and combining these two destinations. So the last flight of Dubai to Maldives, I would say that the domestic would be the easiest way to arrive at Niyama and the most comfortable way, because it is only half an hour on the air and then 7 minutes access as a speedboat to Niyama. Because right in front of Niyama, we also have a domestic airport, which during our pandemic times, we did a major improvement on this airport, and now we are able to welcome even private jets international arrival. I must say that during that time, it was much more frequent, but now and then we do have these international private jet arrivals, so that is also a good detail for it. Even this week, we have a private jet arrival coming from is a UK family as well. So this is for you to know that we have many ways and many luxury ways to arrive at Niyama. So you arrive right on property. Our platform is right on the resort. All the guests, they are welcomed by the senior management. We always have that arrival, I would say, experience that the guests really like is their expectations when they arrive on the island. So we don't have a reception. We have a lounge where we welcome all the guests, where we introduce them to their butler. We call it the takuru. Every villa, every guest have their own butler. So all the experience around Niyama in terms of booking restaurants, booking activities, booking experiences outside the resort, and so on, all this will be supported and handled by their butler, so they can relax. They will having their own almost travel agent inside of their resort to really make them comfortable. When we have families, we also have our children's club manager welcoming the families just to introduce themselves to the family and also to understand what would be their expectations of the stay and so on. So it's also a good introduction to it. When we have couples, we also have our spa manager welcome the guests. So it's a very personalized way to welcome the guests. Going straight to the accommodation over water or on the beach. I would start on the beach, where usually is where the families choose to stay. We start as a beach villa. I would say this is our entry level of the entire resort, and we ended up on the largest unit, which is the 3-bedroom beach pavilion. So hello, can you hear me?
Sorry, my internet just dropped out, but I'm back in. Sorry about that.
Okay. So I'm not sure. I think I'm just listening, record stopped and so on, but I hope everything is being quite, everyone is listening to it. But I was just saying that having your own pool in your own private villa, I would say that makes all the difference. And I think you should push your guests to have it, because it's really different, especially with the families, the kids, they like to stay at night and so on the pool. And I even have my own kid with 7 years now, and the favorite thing is to stay on the pool at night. So then we have the family beach pool villas, like the name says. Is more suited for families, especially with 2 children or 3 children. They offer the master bedroom as the beach villa. Let me just remind you, the same master bedroom that you see here exists on this villa, and then we have a second sleeping area that can be turned into a living room or can be turned into the second sleeping area, where we offer 2 separate WCs and 1 main bathroom. The outdoor area is much more larger. They all have a private pool. So I would say that when you have requests, especially with parents with young children, I would say that this is the most suitable option for these families. They are quite close to the children's facilities as well on the resort, and they offer exactly what the parents they search, which is the kids are far away and close enough for the parents on the family beach pool villas. Then we have what we call pavilions. Pavilions, like the name says, they are larger units. But it's not just the size of it, it's where they are located on the island. They are much more secluded. They have a much more larger area as well on the beach. As I was saying, Niyama is quite a large resort in terms of space, but not large in terms of number of units. But so this is why it allows us to have these secluded villas located around the resort. So we have with 1 bedroom, where we can also have here up to 3 children. And we have the 2-bedroom beach pavilion. Like the name says, is where you find a pavilion with the 2 bedrooms being one on a twin a bedded style. Also, as you can see where it is located, it's almost like you're having their own private islands over there, but at the same time access to services of a big island. Also, a lot of group of friends or multi-generation families, they choose this villa to stay, or they stay as well in our 3-bedroom beach pavilion, being the largest unit on the beach that we have at Niyama. It goes all the way to this lagoon. Actually has 2 private pools, this villa. They have, I even put this picture here of a private treatment room, because we actually are very flexible. We adapt to the guest wishes, and this room was already an office, was already a children's playground, was already many things, a TV room and so on. So we can always adapt, or even we can change into an nanny's room if that is necessary to add as a different, well, we can even call it as a 4-bedroom beach pavilion in some cases. So on the beach, this is where is what we have. When we move into overwater accommodations, we start with overwater villa, and we ended up on the 2-bedroom ocean pavilion. So overwaters, they all have their own private pool, all of them, and they all can accommodate 2 adults and 2 children. We don't have any islands in front of us, so when the guests, they are right here at Niyama, it's just them and the ocean. Nothing disturbs their view. Also, we don't have strong currents, strong tides, so the guests can easily jump in the water with the children, with their family, without any concerns. Also, they can swim on a high tide as well on the low tide. I know that this is a detail that should be mentioned. Some resorts, I know that that's the low tide, it becomes quite tricky, but the fact is that here in Niyama, we are luckily, and the guests can swim no matter what the tide it is around Niyama. Then as well, over water, we have the pavilions. So we have the 1-bedroom pavilion. The 2-bedroom pavilion, ocean pavilion, usually is also booked by families when they already have older children. They need more privacy in terms of it. And we have what we call the Crescent. The Crescent is an individual platform. It's a conjunction of 5 different units. We can host here up to 22 guests. I would say that when we have this trend of multi-generation families traveling together or group of friends, the Crescent is the perfect answer and solution for them. They have the privacy of a small island. We can even close the beach for them. We do movie under the stars, barbecues, games, a lot of things around this Crescent. Plus, then they have the access of the entire restaurants and the entire activities at Niyama. And what is that? Niyama is known in the market by having some of the most extensive culinary options. around Maldives. In fact, over the latest awards, Niyama was awarded as the best culinary resort in the Maldives, and that is something that we are very proud on it. So we do have more than 10 restaurants and outlets to the guests' enjoy, so they never had the opportunity to get bored during their stay at Niyama. So let's start with the Epicure. I call the Epicure as one of the main restaurants of Niyama because where the guests, they also have the breakfast. We also have this infinity pool to our lagoon. This restaurant is open for breakfast, for lunch, and as well for dinner. At dinner, not only we have a la carte, but as well buffet options. The thematics, they change during the week. One day is international, next day is Asian, next day is Mexican. So normal buffet restaurant. Then we have the Blue restaurant. Like the name says, the blue is everywhere. It's a very barefoot luxury restaurant, as you can see. It's all in sand. We call it the Mediterranean style because here the fish is also the main actor on this restaurant. Also, we serve breakfast on this restaurant. So you have the guests will have two options to have breakfast around Niyama. One is one island, the other one is in the other island. But your guests, they travel around the islands and they can choose whatever they want to have breakfast. And then we have what we call the special restaurants. And for that, we have the Nest. And the Nest is a treehouse restaurant. And the families really love this restaurant because the kids, they think they are in a treehouse. It was a restaurant that was closed for 3 months, and now it is totally open, fully renovated. The sound that you have of the nature, the totally setting of this restaurant is really an experience. The food is a fusion of Asian flavors. We always have the children's menu on the side, but I would say that the experience of a nest is really be on top of the trees and listening the birds, listening even the sound of the wind within the palm trees, and also we have banyan trees where this restaurant is built around it. Then we have the tribal, where we also have these bubbles overlooking to the ocean. We can privatize all these bubbles if they need it, or they can be just shared with the guest. We call it as Afro-Latin cuisine because you have the jumbo prawns and the lobsters from Mövenpick. At the same time, you also have a steakhouse, and you have all the steaks from Uruguay and also from the Latin part of America. So that is the main concept of the tribal restaurant. Then we have this platform where your guests, they can reach just 1 or 2 minutes by boat, and they will find what we call the Sub-6, which is our underwater restaurant. As you can see from this picture, there is this small underwater detail. This is where our Sub-6 happens. I would say that 3 times per week, this restaurant at night turns into the only disco club around the world underwater. So I think that is also when I say that Niyama is the opposite of the boring Maldives, this is how we want to stand out as well, is by having this cool and quite different things to offer to the guests, because the Sub-6 is a lunch restaurant. Mainly, we do have special events at night, but at the lunch is where you see more activities in terms of fishes. We also, the light of the daylight also allows the guests to see much more, have much more visible underwater fauna. Then on top of this platform, the guest, you will find our overwater restaurant where we call the Edge, and we also have the bar. Usually is where our guests, they also going to see the sunset. Moving further, we also renovated totally our dune, our beach restaurant right next to Epicure is. This is located on the Chill Island, as you can see here. The lemon color is quite the main actor as well over here. We have the deli, which is a much more simple, where the guests will find milkshakes, where they have wraps, where they have pokeballs, where they have sandwiches if they want just to continue snorkeling or surfing. This is quite handy for it. The food truck that we have is right in our surf shack, where we have our surf wave. We now brought tuk-tuks from Thailand, and we have the tuk-tuk nights on the beach. It's not just the setting itself, it's also the vibe that we give to the guests. Also, always have a band, always have a show of fire as well. So it's quite an active and quite a cool night. And we started as well with the nights of the rum, ribs, and reggae nights. I think the name says a little bit of what the concept it is. So we prepare a big barbecue around the surf area. We have a band or a DJ with reggae music. Reggae is very much attached to the surf vibe, to the surf lifestyle, and we give unlimited rum to the guests. So that is where we call the rum, ribs, and reggae. And then our GM has a very nice quote to say that all our guests, they never get drunk with rum, they only became as pirates. So in a way, that really gives the atmosphere that the feeling that we have on these rum, ribs, and reggae nights. A simple night becomes one of the most successful nights that we currently have at Niyama. We just opened as well the Chef's Garden. Nowadays, and just looking and looking to the TV, everyone is a chef now. We see a lot of chefs around the world, and I think our guests, they also became much more foodie than before. A lot of questions they are made to our chefs. How the things arrive at Maldives, how we do. So a little bit of the behind the stage. So we decided to open a bit of our behind the stage, and we created the Chef's Garden, where they have a one-to-one experience with our head chef. This can be a shared experience. It will become part of our normal F&B offerings or agenda around the resort. But at the same time, if they want, and if you have a larger family, we can also do this on private. But it really is something unique. And I think the guests, and as the trend is about food and how things are and the organic and sustainability, it will be a very interesting night for your guests here at the Chef's Garden. Maldives, always attached to the romantic. So yes, we are not inventing here the wheel. The wheel is invented, but I say that sometimes we are a bit like the Japanese. We don't invent, but we improve everything. So we will always have the settings, the sandbanks, and the ceremonies, even renovation of vows with the family. Now that they have kids, we have many guests that they get married at Niyama. Now they come back with the children, and they want to replicate somehow what they had, and this is what we are good on it. Spa as well, and this is not just spa, is all about wellness and all about I think wellness nowadays is part of everyone's daily routine. We have even family treatments. We have mother and daughter spa mornings or spa afternoons. So we do have a lot of things around the spa as well for families, and of course children facilities. This is what we call the Explorer Kids Club. We have from 12 months until 12 years. We divide the children according with their age. I think through Hummingbird, you also have the access to the agenda that we usually do on a weekly basis. But this is just the hardware of the Explorer Kids Club, because a lot of things that we do is around the island. We also have a marine biologist that takes the children in a much more educational trips to see the dolphins, to see or going to the sub-6, to see the turtles. For some reason, Niyama has many turtles around. We do also have a turtle program by Oliver Riley. So a lot of things that we try to educate and to make the children much more aware to the sustainability aspect that we are now. So I will not say brainwash. I think it's part of our as well mission, just to be much more aware, much more awake to the sustainability factors, and especially in a destination as Maldives. So we try to educate them and to make them aware, and not just the adults, but starting with the children already. So I think that a lot of the success of Niyama on this particular segment of family, it's due to our Explorer Kids Club. We have families that come to Niyama already 8 times in a row, and I think they were kids, now they are teens. Some of them eventually they will have their own kids, and they will want them to show what Niyama is all about. Then we have the surf, and I think when it comes to adventures, activities, and so on, we do have the surf as the main aspect here. Sometimes I'm concerned to show these pictures because Niyama only has this surf wave right in the edge of the play island. So these waves don't exist anywhere else around the Niyama resort, only just on that edge of it. So we can have baptism of surf. We have surf lessons from very young children up to teens. I think some of the resorts, sometimes they struggle is to offer activities for teens or children that already has 12, 13 or 14. Sometimes some resorts, they forget this age of range. And I think the surf here is quite a good angle for them to catch and run away from the Wi-Fi and run away from the mobiles, which apparently today the kids and the teens, they always attach to it. I think here at Niyama, the teens can have a digital detox, and the surf is a good help for that. Then, as I was saying, we have Felipe, our marine biologist. We have many things to do around the island, even small activities like the movie Under the Stars. They are memory creators. We have paintings, we have crafts, we have all the water activities that include now the jet boards, also the ski bobs, and all of that through our float company. So, Olive, this is where Niyama is all about. In a very short, I'm not sure if I crossed the time for it, but I think I covered a little bit. So, free to answer any questions.
Thanks so much, Andre. We do have a question. We've got a couple of questions. One of them is, what could you expect to pay for alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks at the island? Obviously, quite a big range, but I guess like lead-in rate for a glass of wine, maybe.
Well, actually, leading rate as a glass of wine will take you maybe $20, like that. I would say that the base of the meal plan of Niyama is half board, and as the trend it is, we have more and more guests asking for all inclusive. We decided to have the supplements for it, and supplements that includes not just the dine around and the lunch, but also the drinks package, where we have what we call the rise package, and that will go to up to 140 US dollars per guest per night, and includes everything. No matter where they go, no matter if they want to go to the glow party, they can have access to their drink package, and even the mini bar, a selected area on the mini bar, it is also included. I would say if the guests, they want to secure their mind, that they don't want to have concerns on how much is the wine, on how much is this or the soft drinks. If they go with children and I want to be sure, I would say that pre-booking their beverage package in advance would be the right option for it.
I think it's always quite nice to have peace of mind and just know that you don't have to worry about what the bill might be at the end, and then just kind of
Yes, I think
have it
after
all
the
figured out in
pandemic,
advance.
a lot of things that came. I think we have many guests with a surprise in the end, right? Also, the
Yeah.
guests, they need to understand, and everyone, that if they do a Google map, we are in the middle of nowhere, and they can have a simple Coca-Cola in the middle of nowhere, right? And to have that, it takes a lot of there are so many processes to arrive at least a property as Niyama. A simple Coca-Cola that of course there is a cost on it. So it's not just the cost of the bottle of the drink itself, is how we were able to put it there and how the guests, they have the benefits of being in such amazing and natural island in the middle of the ocean, and they can have their favorite drink there. So I know that the guests, they always have these questions about how much it costs, but I think that can be seen as a luxury, being there, and they are being able to have their favorite tequila even. And now it looks like the tequila is coming as the most popular drink nowadays. Before it was the gin, they passed the rum, now it looks like it's tequila, and we have to follow all the trends. Well, I think sometimes it's good to have the agent just to help us in explaining why sometimes things in the Maldives, they are more costly. Because even to put them fresh and cold and so on, there is a lot of costs behind it as well for it.
Great. That's all we've got for now. But just to address the prize again, so I think what we kind of decided was the first person after the webinar who books Niyama, someone who's been viewing the webinar the whole time, will win the prize. So it's 1 night stay at Niyama. I don't know all the details of that, but Sasha or Andre, do you want to say what that includes?
Well, it will include the stay itself, also will include the seaplanes to arrive at Niyama, and will include the lunch and dinner when they stay there. Of course, we want them to explain one of the special restaurants at Niyama, so definitely will be the Nest, the treehouse restaurant, where we're going to include in that specific night. When they want to extend and to have much more stay with us, of course, we always have what we call the agent rate, which is quite good for it.
Great. And then, of course, Hummingbird will help with the rest of the stay to make it a nice fam trip for you, also including Niyama, of course. So good luck to anyone who's got a Niyama inquiry or is sort of thinking of giving that as an option to some clients for an upcoming inquiry. But again, just thank you so much to everyone for joining us today and taking us through these 3 such amazing properties in the Maldives. Really top sellers for us, and you can see why. So if anyone thinks of any questions afterwards, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I can always come back to you. And yeah, big thank you again to Desislav, Andre, Iris, and Sasha for joining us, and to everyone else for joining us live.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
You too.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.